Hi, my name is Sonia. I'm going to talk to you about Pompe disease. And Pompe disease is a disorder where there's a buildup of glycogen in the body. And glycogen is just a complex sugar, but when complex sugars get built up, they can cause damage to organs, tissues, and muscles. So there's 3 different classifications. There is classic, where you'll see myopathy, hypotonia, hepatomegaly, and heart defects. And typically children will have problems with breathing, failure to thrive, and will typically die from heart failure within the first year of life. Next, there's non-classic, which will appear by the age of 1, and you'll see delayed motor skills, progressive muscle weakness, cardiomegaly, although there's typically not deaths from cardiac issues, and then it'll affect children only. The affected children will only live into the early childhood. And last, there's late onset, which appears later in childhood, adolescence, and adulthood. So you'll see progressive muscle weakness in the trunk and legs, and then you'll see respiratory issues. Most children, early adults, die from this because of respiratory issues. There's a few causes. So Pompe disease is caused by pathogenic variations in the acid alpha glucosidase gene, also known as GAA. It's an autosomal recessive trait that's inherited, and there's about 500 different variations of this, and then some variations lead to either partial or total loss of the GAA enzyme because it is caused by a deficiency in the GAA enzyme, and then it's also been known to be very rare to find the classic within family, so typically one person in the family will have the classic variation, and it's still influenced by numbers of unknown genetic, eogenic, and environmental factors. So we're not quite sure at this point what exactly is causing it. We just know it's genetic. It occurs in about 1 of 40,000 births. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. It's equal either way. There's no pressing either way. And in the last few years, Pompe disease has been found in screenings for other undiagnosed disorders, such as limb-girdle dystrophies and hypercalcemia, which is a creatinine in the blood, often indicative of muscle damage. And they diagnose it they typically can diagnose it antepartum, which means prenatal, before baby is born. When they diagnosed it, they base it off a leukocyte and blood spot assay. And it must be confirmed through a molecular genetic testing after they do the blood spot and the assay. And they have to do the genetic testing to be sure that it is that genetic variation, just so there's no confusion of something else. And as of right now, they only have one treatment method that I could find online, and that is using enzyme replacement therapy. So they use a drug called a glucosidase alpha, and it's given via IV, and it acts as a natural occurring acid in place of that alpha glucose enzyme. So they're finding ways to treat it with enzymes, but it's still so new and so rare that we don't have a lot of knowledge about it. Well, thank you for listening. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.